Hi everyone, this is Robyn with mypinkstamper.com, and I have a super fun card for you guys today using the new One Wild Ride stamp set. This is going to be pink and blingy and embossed and fun, and I'm so excited, and my fingers kind of match today the card that I'm making. Now I've decided to use some of the scraps from some of the past classes that I've had. So I went in my scrap box and I pulled out some glimmer paper from, I believe it was the One Wild Ride online class that I had. And I also pulled out this piece of silver foil using the, I think it's called the bricks. I will post the name of it up at the top. This is embossed. And so if you've never embossed our foil paper, you are going to love the look of it. It is just beautiful. It's amazing. So I'm using this in my Sunshine Sayings online class. So I had a piece left over from that as well. I'm going to be using, let's see, the colors. Okay, I'm using Melon Mambo ink, and I'm using a little bit of the Melon Mambo cardstock for one of the tags. I'm using sterling silver embossing powder, which means I'm also using the Versamark watermark stamp pad for embossing. And I'm going to be using the Stampin' Up! Heat tool. So if you've never embossed before, heat embossed, you're going to love this. It's just super easy and super fun. And then I'm using the Lots of Labels Framelits with the Big Shot. So I'm not going to show you that process since I've already done it for you right here for my video. So I'm going to set that aside. And the same thing with this. This embossing folder would go through the Big Shot. I'm not going to be showing you that today. But I said this was the silver glimmer paper. The paper that I'm using is from Pop of Pink 12 by 12 Designer Series paper. One of my favorite stacks that we have in the catalog. You guys can see, if you don't own a paper version of the Stampin' Up! Catalog, you can view the PDF version on mypinkstamper.com, and you can request your copy of the catalog for free if you place any size order on my website, or you can pay for my cost if you want me to send you one. This is the thick Whisper White cardstock, and I've scored it at 4 1/4, and I've cut it at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2. So this is just a regular 8 1/2 by 11 piece of cardstock, and I've cut it in half so you can get two cards from one paper. And then I'm going to jazz it up a little bit more, make it a little more blingy with some of our rhinestones. I believe I've shared everything that I'm using, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. This is a really quick and easy card, but when you look at it, it doesn't look like it. It's just gorgeous. I love it so much. So I'm going to set everything aside, and the one thing I'm going to use first, let's go ahead and emboss. And I'm using the motorcycle from this stamp set, and I'm using Hope Today is One Wild Ride. And I'm going to set that aside. I already have them on blocks. I'm using sizes E for my motorcycle. And I'm using size, what size is this? G for Hope Today is One Wild Ride, for that one. Okay, so we're going to use our Versamark, the sterling, and all we need is the small label to prepare this. Okay, I have everything ready. You are going to need a background paper. So you can just use a computer piece of paper. I'm using the Stampin' Up! Grid paper that I've just folded in half. Make sure it's okay. And I'm going to have my lid off and ready. You want everything ready. I want my embossing powder ready, and then my Versamark's going to be ready. And I'm going to go ahead and just ink this up really good using my Versamark Ink Pad. And I'm just going to stamp it right here on my small label. Press down firmly without rocking, pull it off, and then over here, I'm going to just sprinkle on my silver embossing powder. Okay. And so I did not use the Stamping Buddy, but you can use the Stamping Buddy to get the static off if it is a problem. This one didn't seem to have any sort of problem. I clean up as I go when I'm crafting. So you'll see me do that also in my videos. But I don't know how my pink loft still ends up a total disaster because I try to clean up as I go. Okay, so now we have the powder image, or the powder. Do you see how that's the powder? And we're going to use our heat tool right here. And I was holding it down with a stylus earlier. I don't know where my stylus went. I'm just going to hold it down on the bone folder on one side, my dirty bone folder. Okay, I'm going to zoom in so you can get a good up close and personal of the embossing. So you just hold the heat. Some people like to do this. I don't think it's necessary. I just kind of hold it at an angle, not too close. And if you notice that the paper is really curling and starting to turn brown, it's a little too much. You see how it's changing the consistency? So I just wanted my motorcycle to be all silver and embossed and just gorgeous. Okay. So you can just move it along. I think my heat tool might be in the way. There we go. Maybe you can see it better that way. Okay, and it's melting all of the little pieces of powder that are stuck on there. Okay, we can turn off our heat tool, and now I can start putting my card together. And I'm actually almost done. That was the hardest thing I'm going to have to do on this whole entire card. I'm going to go ahead and take my Melon Mambo Ink Pad. And I'm just going to ink it up. Make sure it's not upside down. I've done that before. Not my brightest moment. Okay, we're going to just stamp this right on the bottom of our tag, right there. And now all we need to do is start piecing it all together. Okay, I'm going to turn it upside down. Use some of our snail adhesive. Putting a lot on there. I just don't want it to wrinkle up at all since it was embossed. And I'm just going to put this on here like that. And now let's fold our piece over, our thick whisper white that I told you I've already scored. And the first thing I'm going to put down is this piece here. This is 4 inches by 5 1/4. And like I said, this is from the Pop of Pink Designer Series paper. Put some adhesive on the back. I love this. I love these colors. As you guys can tell from my fingers that almost match this card to a T, I love pink and silver and white together. I think, well, I do like pink and gold right now as well. So it's kind of a tie between the two. And this piece here, got my fingerprints all over. This piece is cut at 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. I wanted to show the Designer Series paper just a little bit more than if I would have just done the regular. That really has fingerprints on. Okay, I'm going to take this strip here, and this is just like I said, this is just one of my leftovers, and I believe it is 3/4, and I think it's just 5 inches. And I'm not going to cut it down. I want it to go over the edges a little bit. I'm just going to put it in the middle, and it will kind of just lightly go over like that. And I'm going to take my awesome motorcycle, and I'm going to take 6 dimensionals, 1, 2, and 3, and then I'm going to do 3 on the top and 3 on the bottom. 1, 2, and 3. And we are almost done with this stunning card. And we have a monthly team swap for my pink stampers, for my Stampin' Up team. I think this might be my team swap this month. So if you're on my team and you're in the swap, I hope you're in my group if you like this card, because then you'll get one. Our team, we have so many people sign up now for our swaps, we have to separate them into more than one group, which is super fun. A lot of different ideas out there. Okay, so there we go. There is my finished card. And here's the one I made earlier. Isn't this super fun? I hope you guys enjoyed it. And you might want to check out mypinkstamper.com. There's a new promotion going on that I'm sharing with you on mypinkstamper.com. It's from Stampin' Up! And I hope you guys have an awesome day. Hope your day is one wild ride. Bye. Thanks again for watching mypinkstamper.com. A full supply list will be in the description of this video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.